Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another video here on the channel today. What I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about is knives, because on Facebook groups, especially survival oriented, bushcraft oriented groups, I see a lot of guys, hey, I'm in the market for a new knife. What do you guys recommend? And while that is a good source, because somebody will tell you about a knife that maybe you didn't know about, things like that, the reality at the end of the day is you could pull 100 people and get 60 plus different answers on different knives. While there's nothing wrong with that, what you can do is you can see the knife that's recommended the most, and you can be like, hey, 28 out of 100 people or 70 out of 100 people said this is a really good knife. And then you'll order that knife, then you'll get it and you'll use it, and you'll hate it. That's just how it goes sometimes. So when it comes to knives, really, you're going to have to order knives, or you're going to have to go buy knives from wherever you want to shop. You know, you can pick them up at pawn shops, you can get them at Bass Pro, you can get them at Cabela's, you can get them at a lot of places, okay? But you'll buy a series of knives. You'll end up with, you know, a dozen or so. I know guys that's got hundreds. But at the end of the day, when it comes time to load out and to hit the trail, he's only got 2, maybe 3 max out of all those knives that he grabs. This one must be in my pack. This one must be on my hip. This little folder here, this must be in my pocket. And it's the same 3 knives every single time. Out of all of them he owns. I've got multitude of knives myself, but my Mora is my go-to for small tasks. I have an SRK, but it's really too big a knife. It's too damn beefy. It's heavy. It's got a really thick, unforgiving spine, which is great if I want to use it for a pry bar. But honestly, at the end of the day, if I need a pry bar, I'm going to pack me a small pry bar. I'm not going to use a knife for that task. That tool can be used for that, but it's not really meant to be used for that, okay? Now, I'm not going to take a knife, a one-tool option kind of knife that's good in all areas all around, and go out and try to build a cabin in the woods. Hammering my knife into logs with other logs and trying to chip out notches. You know, I'm going to use the appropriate tool for the job. I'm going to take an axe, I'm going to take a saw, and if I'm bucking logs, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not going to use a knife to do that. Not unless I absolutely had to. Throwing together a shelter like this one right here, guys, this little shelter right here that I built that you guys have seen in other videos, possibly, not one single tool is used in the construction of this debris shelter. Not one. That's all deadfall. That's all stuff that I could just pick up and pile on over a ridge pole. I have some mule tape securing one end because it's a little bit iffy and I don't want it falling on me in the middle of the night, but that was just a length that I just wrapped up, tied off, and it's been good. It's been golden. I didn't even use a knife for that task because I had about 30 feet of mule tape ready to go. So at the end of the day, the best way to know a knife is right for you is to use it. And you may even get one that you don't like at all at first. But over time, as you use it, you learn where its weak points are. And you learn how to work around those. And you learn how to use the tool properly. You keep it sharp, and you figure out the little nuances. And even a blade that you hate at first can become your most dependable knife. It will be the one that you have to have when you load out. So, recommendations, that's great. 99% of the time, though, K-bar. K-bar, that's the knife you need, man. Don't ever do anything else. Don't buy anything else. Just trust me, get a K-bar. I hate K-bars. I don't like them whatsoever. I have much cheaper knives that I like a lot more. K-bar is just not for me. Case is going to be the same with you. You're going to find a cheap knife sometimes. It's like, wow, I love this. I love this knife. Don't use it improperly, 99% of the time, what are you doing if you're out at camp? Okay? Myself, I know from experience, if I've got my Mora on my hip, I'm cutting cordage, I'm cutting plant material. Sometimes I'm cleaning game, wild game. I'm making a feather stick and notches for trap triggers. That's basically it. And my little $14 carbon steel Mora is adequate for all of those tasks. Okay? So I don't need a $100 knife, $200 knife, $500 knife to do those jobs. I wasn't sold on a Mora. I really wasn't. When I ordered it, I thought, yeah, it might be nice to have, but I don't know that I'd actually use it all that much. But it's my go-to. It's my EDC. It goes right on my belt. I carry it right next to my firearm. I carry my Mora carbon, and I carry Smith & Wesson M&P 380 Auto on my right hip every day. Cigarette lighter in my pocket every day. Folding pocket knife in my pocket every day. So while I wasn't completely sold on the Mora at first, it's come to be one of my most valuable tools, and I have to have it every day. If it's not on me, I feel like something's missing. And if I swap it out with another knife and I go to grab the other knife, I'm like, man, I wish I would have brought my Mora. So experience with the blade is going to be how you find the knife that is the one for you. You buy a bunch of knives and you just find out that, I've got 14 knives and 7 or 8 of them I just don't even care for at all. No problem. They make great gifts. You can sell them. You can trade them. You can give them away. Maybe just keep them in your collection. Somebody comes around, doesn't have a knife. And you know those guys. You know who I'm talking about. You guys that are those guys, you know who I'm talking about. Because you're the one at Christmas time, or anytime you buy a brand new package from the store that's a nightmare to open, and you're trying to dig in there and cut that plastic with your car key, right? You got your house key out, trying to score that plastic enough to get it to pop open so you can rip it open, end up hurting yourself in the process. Yeah, you're the one I'm talking to. Buy a daggum knife. Okay, a $5 Walmart folding pocket knife is going to be much better than trying to do that job with a car key. So if you run into guys like that, be like, look, dude, that's just not even going to work. If it does, you're going to hurt yourself. Look, I've got this knife. I don't really care for it. I bought it. I'll tell you what, you can have it. I'll give you this knife. So even if you get something you don't particularly care for, you can gift that or donate it to somebody who's in desperate need of a knife, because we've all seen them, those guys that don't carry nothing and try to open everything with a car key. Okay, so anyway, buy your knives, try them out. If you don't like them, sell them, trade them, collect them, whatever. But eventually you'll find one that's probably not even a knife that was recommended by anybody, and you'll be like, this is it. This is the one. It's my EDC. I love this knife. Okay? The only way you're going to find a good blade is from experience. 90% of the time, what's recommended is high dollar, not really affordable for a lot of people. And you get it, and you use it, and you're like, I just don't like it. It doesn't fit my hand properly. I don't like the roach belly style of the blade. The blade needs to be a ½ inch longer. Or the 90-degree spine isn't that good. I have to dress it so I can strike a ferro rod properly. There's drawbacks. And the only way you're going to realize what knife is a great knife for you is just use, okay? So buy a bunch. Keep using them until you find the one that's the one. If you decide to get rid of the rest, hey, give them away, give them as gifts, give them to some dude that opens everything with his car keys, you know, things of that nature. But you'll end up with quite a collection sometimes before you come across the knife that is absolutely the one. All right, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you like the video and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, reach down there and hit that subscription button for me. If you do like the video, ding that notification bell on the way out so you get notified when I upload future videos. Like the video if you like the video, please. That helps, goes a long way. Questions, comments, hit me up down below. I thank you guys very, very much for watching, and I will get another video out to y'all as soon as I can. Y'all have a great day.